My son-in-law looked at me with contempt and said, "There's not enough room for you, Stanley. Period." My daughter added, "Dad, we need a break from you. You lived your whole life as a nobody." They invited everyone, my in-laws, my daughter's in-laws, even the cousin they hadn't seen in years, but they left me out. They booked 8 rooms at the Ocean View Hotel. What they didn't know was that hotel was already mine. If this story gives you the chills, subscribe now. There are real stories here that will make you question everything. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. My name is Stanley Cardenas Lujambio. I'm 78 years old. And right now, I'm standing in front of the window of the presidential suite at the Ocean View Hotel in Miami looking at the parking lot. 3 black SUVs just arrived. I recognize the first one. It's my son-in-law's. The other 2 must belong to his family. My family too, I guess, even though they don't consider me part of anything anymore. I watch them all get out. Expensive luggage, designer clothes, laughter. My daughter, Sophia, is the first one out. She's wearing large sunglasses. She looks happy. She hasn't seen me happy in months, but she is now that I'm not around. 2 weeks ago, they were all sitting in my living room. My modest 2-bedroom house with old furniture that Lillian, my wife, chose 30 years ago. Julian, my son-in-law, was standing in the middle of the room as if he owned it. He had a tablet in his hand. "Well, family," he said with that smile that always made me suspicious. "I booked 8 rooms in Miami, 5 nights, all expenses paid." Everyone's eyes lit up, except mine. I knew what was coming. "David, Elsa, you 2 are going. Randy, Sue, you 2. And obviously Sophia, Lucy, and me." Lucy, my 12-year-old granddaughter, was the only one who asked the obvious. "What about Grandpa?" Julian didn't even look at her. He just smiled wider. "Lucy, this is for people who've made something of their lives. Your grandpa? Well, he just existed." The words fell like stones. No one said a thing. My daughter, Sophia, my own flesh and blood, just lowered her head. And then she spoke. "Dad, you have to understand. We need space. You lived your whole life as a nobody. Don't ruin this too." I felt my mouth go dry, the air grow heavy, but I didn't say anything. I just smiled. "It's fine. Enjoy yourselves." Everyone thought I had given up, that I had finally accepted my place, the useless old man who was good for nothing anymore. Lucy tried to protest again, but Julian shut her up with a look. "Your grandpa's fine, don't worry. Besides, the money doesn't stretch to everyone." A lie. It was always a lie. But no one questioned it. David, Julian's father, a successful 60-year-old attorney, nodded in approval. "It's for the best. Sometimes you have to leave the dead weight behind." Randy and Sue, Sophia's in-laws, laughed quietly. Only Lucy cried. And I smiled, because I already knew exactly where they were going. Life can be overwhelming when expectations outweigh reality. Remember that respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, especially within a family. Setting clear boundaries isn't a sign of disrespect. It is a vital act of self-care. It teaches others how to treat you and ensures your personal space is valued. Your life is your own to navigate, and it's okay to gently assert your independence. I'm here now, in the presidential suite. The same suite Julian asked for and couldn't get because it was occupied. Occupied by me. I pick up my cell phone. I text Rebecca Villaseñor, the hotel manager. "They've arrived. Start the show." She replies immediately. "Ready, Stanley." Everything is prepared. Rebecca has been working with me for 30 years, since we opened the first hotel in the chain. She knows everything. She knows who I am. She knows what I'm about to do. And she's on my side. I put on the light-colored suit I laid out this morning. White shirt, leather shoes. I look at myself in the mirror. I see an old man, tired, but not defeated, never defeated. I think of Lillian, my wife, the woman who built all this with me, the woman who died a year ago in a surgery that should have been simple. I remember her last words, when she grabbed my hand in the hospital, with those eyes full of fear, but also strength. Do it when necessary, Stanley. When necessary. I didn't understand then. Now I do. Lillian and I decided to live quietly, without luxuries, without showing off. We had an agreement. Our children wouldn't know about our fortune until they were mature, until they understood the value of things, the value of people. If they know we have money, Lillian used to tell me while cooking in our small kitchen, they'll grow up believing everything is easy, that people don't matter, that only how much you have matters. I agreed. I always agreed. But Lillian was afraid of something else, of someone else, of Sophia. Sophia is like my father, Lillian told me once, with sadness in her eyes. Ambitious, cold. She'll step on anyone to climb. I didn't want to believe it. She was my daughter, my little girl. But Lillian was right. She always was. When Sophia was 20, she stopped talking to her cousin Liz because she wasn't on her level. When she convinced her brother Tom not to go to a public university because it was embarrassing. When she refused to work in the family business because she didn't want to get her hands dirty. I always thought she would mature. That time would change her. But time only made her worse. I take a deep breath. I look out the window again. They are entering the lobby now. I see Julian walking as if he owns the place. I see Sophia laughing at something he said. I see Lucy walking behind everyone, head down. I think of my son Tom, the only one who never turned his back on me. But he wasn't invited either. Not in the budget, Julian said. A lie. Tom doesn't fit into their plans. Tom defends me. Tom knows I'm not a nobody, that's why he isn't here. I pick up the gold badge that's on the table. It says, Owner Stanley Cardenas Lujambio. I pin it to my chest. I feel the weight. Not of the metal, of the moment. Lillian looks at me from the photo on my nightstand. She smiles. That smile she always gave me when she knew I was doing the right thing. Today's the day, my love, I say softly. Today, they'll know who I am, who we were, and why we chose to be invisible. I walk towards the door. I lower my gaze. I breathe. And I leave. I don't go to the lobby yet. First, I observe. I've always been good at observing. 35 years of building hotels taught me something. People reveal who they are when they think no one important is watching them. And now, from the second-floor hallway, hidden behind a column, I watch how my family treats the staff, how Julian talks, how Sophia nods, how they all laugh at things that shouldn't be funny. And I wait, because the moment hasn't arrived yet. But it's close, very close. Julian enters the lobby as if he were arriving at his own palace. He's wearing a white linen shirt, beige pants, and expensive sunglasses. David, his father, walks beside him. 60 years old, impeccable suit. That lawyer's posture that never loses a case. Behind them comes Nell, Julian's mother, elegant but quiet. Then Randy and Sue, the in-laws. And finally, Sophia with Lucy. My granddaughter walks as if she wants to disappear. Strive to treat everyone you encounter with respect, regardless of their profession or perceived status. A person's value is not determined by their job title or bank account. True character is revealed in how one interacts with service workers. Choose kindness and humility. They are the true marks of success and a genuinely good person. Remember that what you put out into the world, you eventually get back. Inez, the receptionist, a 23-year-old girl with big eyes and a professional smile, greets them. Welcome to the Ocean View Hotel. Name for the reservation? Julian doesn't look at her. He just shoves his ID across the counter. Arizmendi. Julian Arizmendi. 8 rooms, premium. Inez checks the computer. Her fingers move quickly. Yes, sir. Everything is confirmed. Rooms with an ocean view. Julian interrupts her. I want the best ones. Got it? Inez maintains her smile, though I see her fingers tighten on the keyboard. Of course, sir. The best available rooms have already been assigned. Julian laughs, a dry, contemptuous sound. Available? I paid. I want the best in the hotel. I don't care if someone else has them. Make it happen. David nods. My son is right. For the price we are paying, we expect excellence. Sophia approaches the counter. She's wearing a white dress, perfect makeup, that air of superiority she learned from Julian. Besides, this lobby is a bit small, don't you think? For a hotel of this category? Randy chuckles. I noticed it too. Looks like a 3-star hotel. Sue silences him, but she also smiles. Inez takes a deep breath. Ma'am, I assure you that our facilities are top quality. The ocean view is renowned throughout the region. Julian strikes the counter with the palm of his hand. Not hard, but enough for everyone to turn around. I don't care what the reviews say. I want to speak to the manager, now. Nell, Julian's mother, sits down on one of the lobby couches. She looks uncomfortable. She always looks uncomfortable when her son makes a scene like this. But she never says anything. She never stops him. Lucy sits next to her. My granddaughter looks at her mother. She looks at Julian, and then she looks at her hands. She's embarrassed. I see it in how she hunches her shoulders, and how she bites her lower lip. Inez picks up the phone. I'm going to call the manager, sir. One moment, please. Julian crosses his arms. You better be quick. David puts a hand on his son's shoulder. Calm down, Julian. You saw how these places are. You always have to demand. I observe everything from the second floor. I'm leaning on the railing in casual clothes, a denim shirt, comfortable pants, a cap. No one recognizes me. No one sees me. I'm just another guest, just another old man. I feel anger, but also something colder, more calculated. Because this isn't the first time Julian has treated someone like this. I remember when he came to my house 6 months ago, after Lillian's funeral. He sat in my living room and told me, Stanley, it's time for you to sell this house. It's useless to you. Sophia and I can help you find something more appropriate. Appropriate, that word. That, as if I didn't even deserve the place where I had lived for 30 years. The elevator doors open. Rebecca Villaseñor steps out. 55 years old, elegant, short hair, black suit, heels clicking firmly against the marble floor. Rebecca doesn't walk. Rebecca commands every space she enters. She glances at me as she passes. Just a second. Enough for me to know that everything is under control. She reaches the counter. Good afternoon. I'm Rebecca Villaseñor, the general manager of the hotel. How may I help you, Mr. Arizmendi? Julian sizes her up. Finally, someone with authority. I need you to improve the service. This girl doesn't know what she's doing. Inez lowers her gaze. I see her clench her fists under the counter. Rebecca remains calm. that calm that only experience provides. Mr. Arizmendi, Inez is one of our best receptionists, but tell me exactly what you need. Julian points toward the rooms. I want the best suites, all of them with an ocean view. I don't care who has them right now. I want them now. Rebecca smiles, a small, professional smile. But I see what Julian doesn't see. I see the steel behind that smile. Sir, I'm afraid the presidential suite is occupied. It's the best in the hotel, but your rooms are excellent. They have... Julian interrupts her again. I'm not interested. I want that suite. I'll offer double, triple if necessary. David steps closer. My son is accustomed to the best. I understand you have your policies, but I'm sure everything has a price. Rebecca looks at me again. Just a second. I shake my head. Very slowly. She understands. I'm sorry, gentlemen. The guest in the presidential suite is permanent. It is not available under any circumstances. Julian laughs, loudly. Permanent? What is he, the owner? Rebecca holds his gaze. Someone very important to this hotel, Mr. Arizmendi. Very important. Sophia approaches. Julian, just drop it. The rooms they gave us are fine. But Julian ignores her, as always. No, Sophia. We paid for the best, and we are going to have the best. He turns to Rebecca. Listen, I don't know who that important guest is, but I'm important too. I'm an entrepreneur. My father is a corporate lawyer. We have connections. If this hotel isn't up to par, believe me, everyone will know. David nods. My son is right. Bad reviews can sink a business. Rebecca doesn't flinch. Don't worry, Mr. Arizmendi. Here, everyone receives exactly what they deserve. There's something in that phrase, something that makes Julian pause, something that makes David frown, but neither of them says anything. Rebecca hands the keys to Inez. Inez, please escort the guests to their rooms. 8th floor. The best available, as promised. Inez nods. She takes the key cards. Her voice trembles a little. Please follow me. Julian grabs his suitcase. This isn't over. I want a special dinner tonight, at the best restaurant in the hotel, and the service better be perfect. Rebecca simply nods. Of course, sir. Perfect. As you deserve. They all get into the elevator. Lucy is the last. Before stepping in, she turns. She sees me. I'm still on the 2nd floor, leaning on the railing. Our eyes meet. She opens her mouth as if to say something, but Sophia pulls her by the arm. Lucy, let's go. My granddaughter steps into the elevator. The doors close. Rebecca stays in the lobby. She walks toward the stairs. She comes up. She reaches where I am. She doesn't say anything. She just hands me an envelope. I open it. It contains photos. Photos of Julian in meetings, with people I don't know, with papers on the table. Rebecca speaks softly. Michael arrived this morning. Everything is ready. I close the envelope. I nod. Thank you, Rebecca. She smiles. You're welcome, boss. An hour later, Julian is touring the hotel as if he were a health inspector. He has a notebook in his hand. David walks beside him, nodding at every comment. They are by the pool area. Julian stops, looks around, and shakes his head. This is small. For 8 premium rooms, I expected something more impressive. David bends down, puts his hand in the water. It's cold, Julian. Definitely cold. Julian writes something in his notebook. A couple of guests look at them uncomfortably. Sophia is sitting on one of the lounge chairs, checking her phone. She looks up. Julian, don't exaggerate. It's fine. He doesn't even turn to look at her. Sophia, you don't know about hotels. I do, and this isn't up to standard. They walk toward the gym area. Julian enters, checks the machines, touches the weights, inspects the towels. How many machines do they have? 8? 9? A hotel of this category should have at least 20. David nods. My son is very detail-oriented. He knows what quality is. Julian takes a towel, smells it. He makes a face. These towels aren't properly washed. They smell damp. A young employee who is cleaning approaches nervously. Sir, the towels are changed 3 times a day. If you like, I can bring you. Julian interrupts him. I don't care what you can do. I care about what you should have already done. The boy lowers his gaze. He apologizes. He leaves quickly. They arrive at the restaurant. It's mid-afternoon. There are barely any people. Jean, a 68-year-old waiter with completely white hair and hands trembling from age, greets them with a smile. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Would you like something to drink? Julian sits down without looking at him. 2 strong coffees, and make them hot. David sits down too. And bring us the dinner menu. We want to see what you offer. Jean nods. He writes on his old notebook. I know him. Jean has been working in my hotel since the beginning. He was one of the first employees. I trained him myself. I taught him that service is not servitude, that serving someone is not being less than anyone. But Julian doesn't see it that way. Julian never saw it that way. Jean returns with 2 coffee cups. He carefully places them in front of Julian and David. Julian takes the cup. He brings it to his lips. He takes a sip. He immediately drops it onto the saucer. Hard. The sound echoes in the restaurant. It's lukewarm. You brought me lukewarm coffee? Jean turns pale. Sir, I just brewed it. Let me bring you... Julian interrupts him. No, I want to speak to your supervisor. This is unacceptable. Sophia, who has just arrived at the restaurant, chimes in. In real hotels, this wouldn't happen. She laughs, as if it were a joke. Jean lowers his head. My apologies, gentlemen. I am now sitting at a table in the back of the restaurant. I'm wearing dark glasses, a cap, and a denim shirt. An open newspaper is in front of me. But I'm not reading. I'm observing. I see Julian humiliating Jean. I see Sophia laughing. I see David nodding in approval. My son is right. The service must be impeccable. Jean walks away toward the kitchen. As he passes close to my table, our eyes meet. He recognizes me. His eyes widen. He almost says something. He almost says, Mr. Stanley. But I raise a finger, very slowly. Silent. Not yet. Jean understands. He nods. He keeps walking. But I see him wipe his eyes with the back of his hand. And I feel the rage climb up my throat. Julian takes the menu Jean left. He glances through it contemptuously. Look at this, Dad. Lobster at market price, imported salmon, French wine, and I bet it's all mediocre. David laughs. That's why you always have to investigate beforehand. These little boutique hotels think there's something special. But they don't have the level. Sophia approaches. She sits down with them. She checks the menu too. The design is nice, but the service, you saw. Julian slams the menu shut. I'm going to leave a review when we leave, an honest review. So people know what they're going to find here. David nods. It's your duty, son. People need to know the truth. I keep observing. I keep taking mental notes of every word, every gesture, every humiliation. I think about how many times Julian has done this before. How many times he has mistreated people who are just doing their job. I remember when Lucy turned 10. We had a party at my house, nothing big, just the family. Julian arrived late. He complained about the food Lillian prepared. This looks like diner food, Sophia. Your mom should have hired a catering service. Lillian heard. She didn't say anything, but I saw her hands tremble when she served the cake. Julian never apologized. He never does. David gets up. I'm going to check the rooms. I want to see if at least that's okay. Julian gets up too. Good idea. And along the way, we'll see what other areas of this place are neglected. They leave. Sophia stays a moment longer. She finishes her water. She looks around. Her eyes pass over where I am, but she doesn't see me. She only sees an old man with a cap reading a newspaper. Nothing important. Nothing worth noting. She gets up. She leaves. I lower the newspaper. I take a deep breath. Gene reappears. He cleans the table where they were. He gathers the cups. The one Julian knocked over is broken. Gene carefully picks it up. A piece cuts his finger. It bleeds. He just wipes it with a napkin, as if nothing happened. I get up. I walk towards him. Gene. He turns. He's surprised. Mr. Stanley, you shouldn't. I take his hand. I see the cut. Go get that treated. He shakes his head. It's nothing, Mr. Stanley. I've had worse. I squeeze his shoulder. I know, old friend. I know. But tomorrow all this ends. Gene looks at me with moist eyes. Are you really going to do it? I nod. Really? He smiles. A sad but relieved smile. Thank you, Mr. Stanley, for everything. He leaves. I stand there, looking at the broken cup on the tray, thinking about how many more things are broken and how I'm going to fix them. I go up to my suite. Rebecca is waiting for me in the hallway. How did it go? I step inside. She follows me. I sit on the sofa. Worse than I thought. Rebecca sits across from me. Michael is on his way. He has the final documents. I nod. And the other thing. She takes out her tablet. She shows me. It's emails, messages, conversations between Julian and someone else. Someone named Octavius. I read the messages. Plans to mortgage properties, to take out loans in Sophia's name, to liquidate unnecessary assets. My stomach clenches. Does Sophia know about this? Rebecca shakes her head. I don't think so. Julian makes her sign things without explaining. I close my eyes. I think about my daughter, about how I raised her, about how Lillian loved her, and about how she chose this. She chose a man who uses her, who manipulates her, who despises me. But tomorrow she's going to see. She's going to see everything. Rebecca stands up. Get some rest, Stanley. Tomorrow is going to be a long day. She leaves. I remain seated, looking out the window, watching the ocean, thinking of Lillian. I wish you were here, my love. I wish you could see this. But I know she is. She knows I'm doing the right thing. And that gives me peace. It's night. The hotel restaurant is almost empty. There's only one large round table in the center, reserved. 8 chairs, 8 people, my family. I'm at another table, in the back, almost in the shadows. Jean brought me a coffee 10 minutes ago. I haven't touched it. I only observe. The table is decorated with flowers, candles, wine glasses. Julian arrives first, with Sophia on his arm. She's wearing an elegant black dress. He's wearing a white shirt and a jacket. Lucy walks behind them, in a pink dress that's too big for her. Behind them come David, Nell, Randy, and Sue. They all sit down, they laugh, they talk loudly, as if they were the only ones in the restaurant. A young waiter takes their order. Julian orders expensive wine. David orders the same. Randy cracks a joke. Sue laughs. Sophia checks her phone. Lucy stares at her empty plate. She doesn't say anything. She just looks. The food arrives. Julian tastes his plate. He nods. This is good. Finally something decent in this place. David raises his glass. A toast. Everyone raises their glasses, except Lucy. She just holds hers, listlessly. David speaks loudly. To my son Julian, a man who knows what he wants in life, who doesn't settle, who always seeks the best. Everyone clinks glasses. Cheers. Julian smiles. That smile I know so well. That smile that says, I'm better than you. He raises his glass too. And to my wife Sophia, who finally understood that you have to surround yourself with winners, with people who add value, not subtract. He looks at Sophia. She smiles, but it's a forced smile. I know her. I know my daughter. I know when she's faking it. And she's faking it now. They all clink glasses again. Randy, the brother-in-law, clears his throat. And let's also toast to leaving the dead weight behind. Sometimes it's necessary. Laughter. Uncomfortable, but laughter. Sophia doesn't laugh. She just drinks from her glass, quickly, as if she wants to drown something. Lucy hasn't touched her food. She just stares at the plate, the fork in her hand, tears in her eyes. No one notices her. No one asks if she's okay. Everyone is busy celebrating. Celebrating what? I don't know. Celebrating leaving me out, I guess. Suddenly, Lucy gets up. Her chair scrapes against the floor. Everyone turns. Where are you going? Sophia asks. Lucy doesn't look at her. To the restroom. Sophia nods. Don't be long. Lucy walks. Fast, as if she's escaping. She crosses the restaurant. Her path passes near my table. Very close. Too close. She sees me. She stops dead in her tracks. Her eyes widen. Grandpa? I make a quick, desperate signal. Don't speak loudly. Don't draw attention. She understands. She looks toward their table. No one is looking. Everyone is busy with their glasses, their laughter, their empty toasts. Lucy takes 2 more steps. She stands next to my table. She doesn't sit down. She just stands there, trembling. What are you doing here? Her voice is a broken whisper. I take her hand, quickly. Sit down just for a second, quickly. She sits on the edge of the chair, as if she's ready to bolt at any moment. Grandpa, they said you weren't. She doesn't finish the sentence. She can't. I squeeze her hand. I know, my girl. I know everything. Tears are rolling down her cheeks now. It's not fair. What they did to you isn't fair. Mom, I put a finger to her lips. Lucy, listen to me. I need you not to say anything to anyone. Do you understand? She looks confused. Why? Why are you here? I smile. That smile I always give her. Because sometimes you have to be where you're not wanted, so they can see the truth. She frowns. What truth? I don't answer. I just squeeze her hand again. Tomorrow, Lucy. Tomorrow you'll understand everything. But for now I need you to go back. And don't say anything. Nothing about seeing me. Promise? Lucy hesitates. She looks toward their table. She looks at me. Then she nods. Promise. She wipes her tears with the back of her hand. She stands up. But before leaving, she leans in and hugs me. Quick, hard. I love you, Grandpa. I kiss her forehead. And I love you, my girl. Now go, before they notice. She nods. She walks toward the restroom. She disappears down the hallway. I take a deep breath. I look toward the family table. No one saw anything. No one noticed Lucy's absence. Everyone is still laughing, drinking, celebrating. But Sophia looks toward where Lucy went. She frowns. Something doesn't add up for her. She gets up. Sophia walks toward the restroom, fast, with determination. She passes my table. so close I could touch her. But she doesn't look at me. I lower my head. I hide behind the newspaper. She keeps walking. She disappears down the same hallway Lucy went. I wait. Seconds that feel like hours. Finally, they both return. Lucy first, with red eyes but dry. Sophia behind her, with a frown. They sit down. Sophia says something to Lucy. I don't hear what. But Lucy shakes her head. Sophia insists. Lucy shakes her head again. Sophia stares at her. Then she looks around. Her eyes pass over my table. But again, she doesn't see me. She only sees an old man, nothing more. I stay still, motionless. The newspaper in front of me. The cold coffee untouched. Jean passes by. Do you need anything else, Mr. Stanley? He speaks softly, almost a whisper. I shake my head. No, Jean, thank you. He leaves. I look toward my family's table. I see Julian make another toast. To families that know how to choose wisely. I see Sophia force another smile. I see Lucy with her head down, not touching her food. I see David talking loudly about success and those who deserve it. I see everyone celebrating leaving me out, celebrating being better than me. And I smile, because they don't know. They don't know anything. I get up. I leave money on the table, more than necessary. Jean deserves a good tip. I walk toward the restaurant exit. I don't pass near their table this time. I take another path, on the opposite side. No one sees me leave. I reach the hallway. I breathe. I walk toward the elevators. I go up to my suite, the presidential suite, the one Julian wants so much, the one Julian will never have. I go inside. I close the door. I sit on the balcony. I look at the ocean, the waves, the moon, and I think of Lillian. Tomorrow, my love, I say to the wind. Tomorrow they will know who I was, who we were, and why we chose to be invisible. If you are listening to my story, let me know in the comments where you are watching us from. Sometimes, knowing there are people in the world who understand what I went through gives me the strength to tell what's left. Because what's left is the hardest, but also the most necessary. I stay on the balcony late. I see the restaurant lights turn off. I see my family leave. I see Julian walking with Sophia. I see Lucy walking alone, behind everyone. And I feel something in my chest. Something that isn't anger. Something that isn't sadness. Something that is clarity. The clarity of knowing that I did well to come. That Lillian was right. That sometimes you have to let the truth hurt. Because that's the only way it hurts less later. The next morning at 9, Julian comes down to the lobby. He's not alone. He's accompanied by a man I've never seen. 50 years old, maybe. Expensive gray suit. Too expensive for someone coming to this hotel. Italian shoes. Watch that shines from afar. Big smile. Too big. A salesman's smile. One of those that promises everything and delivers nothing. Julian guides him to a table on the lobby terrace. A secluded, private table. David appears 2 minutes later. He sits with them. The three of them talk softly. They laugh. Julian takes papers out of a briefcase. The man in the gray suit reviews them. I am sitting at the other end of the terrace. Behind a newspaper. Again. Invisible. Again. I can't hear what they're saying. But I see the gestures. I see Julian pointing to the papers with confidence. I see the man nodding. I see David smiling in approval. Whatever they are planning, it's not good. I know it. I feel it. A waitress brings them coffee. Julian doesn't even look at her when he says thank you. The man in the gray suit doesn't either. Only David nods his head. Polite. always polite in public, but cruel in private, like his son. Suddenly, a hand rests on my shoulder. I startle. It's Michael Beltran, my accountant, my partner for 30 years. He sits across from me without saying anything. He just gestures with his head toward Julian's table. See him? Michael speaks softly, almost a whisper. I nod. Who is he? Michael takes out his cell phone. He shows me a picture. It's the same man, but in another photo, in a newspaper article. The headline says, Octavius Renteria accused of real estate fraud in Houston. I read quickly. Scams, false investments, phantom properties, 3 years in prison, parole 6 months ago. I look up. I look at the man. Octavius Renteria, swindler. And he's sitting with my son-in-law, planning something, with papers I recognize. Because those papers are mine. Properties I left to Sophia years ago, when Lillian died. Does Julian know? My voice trembles. Not from fear, from rage. Michael shakes his head. I doubt it. Or he doesn't care. But, Stanley, there's something worse. He shows me another document on his cell phone. They are powers of attorney, signed by Sophia 3 months ago, giving Julian total control over the properties, over the accounts, over everything. Does she know what she signed? Michael shakes his head again. He probably told her it was something routine, taxes, paperwork. You know how Julian is. Yes, I know how he is. Manipulative, a liar. And now he is about to sell my daughter's properties to a swindler. I close my eyes. I take a deep breath. When are they signing? Michael checks his cell phone. Tomorrow, at 10 o'clock in the morning, right here, in the hotel ballroom. I open my eyes. I look at Michael. They're not signing. He stares at me. Are you sure? I nod. Completely. But I need you to get me something. Michael takes out a notebook. Tell me. I speak slowly, calmly, although inside I am burning. I need you to contact the authorities. Tell them Octavius Renteria is here, that he is about to commit another fraud. Have them investigate him. Have them arrest him, if necessary, but not before tomorrow. Not before I do what I have to do. Michael nods. Understood? He stands up. But before leaving, he squeezes my shoulder. Stanley, are you sure about what you're going to do? I look at him. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Michael leaves. I continue observing. Julian is now showing something on his cell phone to Octavius. Octavius nods. He smiles. David says something, and the three of them laugh, as if they were closing the deal of the century, as if they were being smart. But they're not. They're stupid, greedy, and tomorrow they are going to pay for it. I stand up. I walk inside. But before entering, I turn around one last time. I see Julian shaking Octavius's hand. I see David patting his son's back. And I see the papers on the table. The papers with my daughter's name, with my legacy, with everything Lillian and I built. And I feel something in my chest. It's not pain, it's determination. I go up to my suite. Rebecca is waiting for me in the hallway. You saw? I nod. I saw everything. She follows me inside. She closes the door. Michael already told me. Octavius Renteria, swindler, and Julian is doing business with him. I sit on the sofa. I take off my glasses. I rub my eyes. Does Sophia know anything? Rebecca shakes her head. I don't think so. I saw her at breakfast this morning. She was calm, happy even, as if nothing was happening. Of course. Because she doesn't know. She never knows. Because Julian never tells her anything. He just asks her to sign, and she signs. Because she trusts him. Because she thinks he loves her. But no, Julian only loves himself. Rebecca sits across from me. Stanley, there's something you need to know. She takes out her cell phone. She hands it to me. It's a message. From someone I don't know. It says, Julian Arismendi requested a loan of $2 million, using Sophia Cardenas' properties as collateral. If he doesn't pay in 6 months, the properties go to the bank. I read the message twice, 3 times. When did he request this loan? Rebecca checks. A month ago. Sophia signed the papers, but I don't think she knew what they were for. Of course not. Julian told her it was something else, something innocent, and she signed, as always. And the money? Where is it? Rebecca shows me another screen. Transfers, accounts, investments, all in Julian's name. Nothing in Sophia's name. I stand up. I walk to the window. I look at the ocean, the waves, the sky. I think about Lillian, about how she warned me about this. Sophia is going to suffer, Stanley. She's going to marry someone like her. Or worse. She was going to suffer. I told her no, that Sophia would mature, that she would choose well. But no, Lillian was right, as always. Sophia chose Julian, and Julian is destroying her, and she doesn't even know it. I turn to Rebecca. Can you get me all the information? Everything Julian has done with my daughter's money, every transfer, every investment, every lie. Rebecca nods. I already have it. Michael and I have been investigating for weeks. She hands me a thick folder full of documents. Everything is in there. I open the folder. I read page after page. Every document is a blow. Every number is a betrayal. Julian didn't just take out one loan. He took out 3, using different properties, different collateral. And the money went into failed investments, into non-existent businesses, into accounts that only he controls. Sophia has no access to anything. And if something goes wrong, she loses everything. Everything I left her. Everything Lillian wanted her to have. I close the folder. I leave it on the table. I look at Rebecca. Tomorrow at breakfast, I want everyone to be there. Julian, Sophia, David, everyone. And I want Octavius to be there too. Invite him. Tell him it's a welcome meeting. That the hotel wants to thank him for coming. Rebecca smiles, a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Understood? She stands up. She walks toward the door. But before leaving, she stops. Stanley, are you ready for this? For Sophia to know everything. For her to see who Julian is. For her to know who you are. I take a deep breath. I think about my daughter. About the girl she was. About the woman she is. And about the woman she could be if she finally opens her eyes. I'm ready, Rebecca. More than ready. This should have happened a long time ago. She nods. Tomorrow, then. She leaves. She closes the door. I stay alone, looking at the folder, thinking about everything that's going to happen tomorrow. And about how nothing is going to be the same after this. I remain seated on the sofa in my suite. The folder on the table, the documents scattered, the proof of everything Julian did. I look at my watch. It's 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been shut in here all day. Meetings, papers, plans. And suddenly I feel my body heavy. The tension building in my shoulders, in my neck. I need air. I need to move. I leave the suite. I walk down the hallway, aimlessly, just walking. I pass by the gym. It's closed. I pass by the pool. empty. And then I see the sign. Spa and massages. Open until 9 p.m. I hesitate. But my back hurts. My head hurts. And tomorrow I need to be well. Strong. I go inside. The spa receptionist, a young girl named Mariana, smiles at me. "Good afternoon, sir. Would you like a massage?" I nod. "Yes, something for the tension." She checks her computer. "We have availability now, room 3. Come with me." She guides me down a dimly lit hallway. Soft music, scent of lavender, everything designed to relax. But I can't relax. Not yet. Mariana opens the door to room 3. "Here you go. Lie down on your stomach. The masseuse will be right there." She leaves. I close the door. I take off my shirt. I lie down on the table, face down, my face in that special hole, looking at the floor. I close my eyes. I breathe. I try to clear my mind, but I can't. I only think about tomorrow, about Sophia, about Julian, about everything. I hear the door open. Soft footsteps. "Good afternoon, sir." It's a female voice. Young. "I'll start with your shoulders. If you feel too much pressure, let me know." She starts massaging. Strong, professional, and it hurts. But it's a helpful pain, one that releases. 5 minutes pass. 10. And then I hear voices from the other side of the wall. The room next door. Room 2. Men's voices, talking loudly, laughing. And I recognize that laugh. Julian. My body tenses immediately. The masseuse notices. "Sir, relax. You're very tense." But I can't. Because Julian is 3 feet away from me. Only a wall separates us. David's voice is clearly heard. This massage is exactly what I needed. After dealing with the old man all day. Julian laughs. "Dealing with what, Dad? We're on vacation." David. "With your father-in-law. That old man is following us, I swear. I've seen him in the lobby, in the restaurant, always there, watching." My heart speeds up. The masseuse continues working on my back. But I don't feel anything anymore. I only listen. Julian replies, "Don't be paranoid, Dad. He's just a pathetic old man with no life. He's probably here because he has nothing better to do." "What's he going to do? Spy on us?" They laugh, both of them, and I clench my fists under the table. David. Still gives me a bad feeling. What if he tells Sophia something? What if he tries to ruin tomorrow? Julian. He's not going to ruin anything. Tomorrow I sign with Octavius. We transfer the properties, we make the payment, and it's over. Sophia will never know. By the time she realizes it, it will be too late to do anything. Silence. Then Julian continues. Besides, what's he going to say? That she signed papers without reading them? That makes her look like an idiot. No. She'll shut up, as always. I feel the rage boiling inside me, as if my blood is heating up degree by degree. The masseuse notices my tension. "Sir, please, I need you to relax. You're very stiff." But I can't, because I keep listening. David speaks now. "And the old man? Stanley. What are you going to do with him?" Julian. "Do? Nothing. Let him keep existing in his miserable house. Let him keep believing he's part of the family. Anyway, he'll die in a few years. And when that happens, Sophia inherits the little he has, and we'll take care of that too." He laughs. Though honestly, I don't think he has anything. The old man lived his whole life as a failure. No ambition, no vision, nothing. David. But the properties he left Sophia. Julian. He got those by sheer luck, or who knows. Maybe Lillian had some money saved, But Stanley doesn't. Stanley is a nobody. He always was. Every word is a dagger. Every laugh is a punch. And I have to bite my lip not to scream, not to get up, not to enter that room and confront them right there. But I don't. Because tomorrow is when everything comes out. And it has to be perfect. It has to be devastating. It has to be impossible to deny. The masseuse finishes. "Done, sir. You can get dressed now." She leaves. I stay there, lying down, breathing, processing. I hear Julian and David finish too. I hear their voices fading down the hallway. "Tomorrow at 10 with Octavius. All set. All set." They leave. The silence returns. I get up, slowly. I put on my shirt. My hands are shaking, not from fear, from rage, from indignation. I leave the room. Mariana sees me. "Everything okay, sir? You look pale." I nod. "I'm fine. How much is it?" She checks. "The massage is already paid for, sir. Complimentary from the hotel." Of course. Because this is my hotel. I leave the spa. I walk down the hallway. And I don't go to my suite. I can't. I need air. I need space. I need to think. I go down the stairs. I go out to the garden. I walk toward the beach. The sand is cold under my feet. The moon is full. The ocean sounds loud, constant, like a heartbeat. I sit down. I look at the horizon, and I process. Everything I heard, every word, every laugh, every plan. A nobody. That's what Julian said. A failure. A pathetic old man with no life. And David. David agreed. He backed him up. He encouraged him. I feel tears wanting to come out. But I don't let them. Because I won't cry for them. I won't give them that power. Instead, I think. I think about tomorrow. About how I'm going to walk into that ballroom. About how I'm going to show them everything. About how their faces will change when they know. When they see. When they understand that the pathetic old man they despise so much is the owner of the place they are standing in. He is the man who built an empire, while they built nothing. And I smile. A cold, hard smile. Because tomorrow, Julian and David are going to discover something. They are going to discover that they underestimated the wrong man. I stay on the beach. I don't know how long. An hour, maybe 2. I see the hotel lights turn off little by little. I see the sky change, the stars shine brighter. And I think about Lillian, about how she always knew. She always saw what I didn't want to see. That Sophia was ambitious. That she could marry someone worse than herself. That she could get lost. And it happened. Everything happened as she feared. But she also told me something else. Something I didn't understand until now. Take care of her, Stanley. Even if she doesn't deserve it. Take care of her. And that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm not going to seek revenge. I'm going to protect her. I'm going to show her who Julian is. I'm going to save her from him. Even if it hurts. Even if she hates me. Even if it costs me everything. I stand up. I walk back to the hotel. I go up to my suite. And this time I know exactly what to do. Tomorrow at 10. Ballroom. The whole truth. Without mercy. Without doubts. Without turning back. I can't sleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm on the balcony of my suite looking at the ocean. The moon is full. The sound of the waves should calm me. But it doesn't. Because everything changes tomorrow. And I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I get up, I go down the stairs, I go out to the beach. The sand is cold under my feet. I walk aimlessly. I just walk. And I think about Lillian, about our last real conversation. 2 days before the surgery. We were at the hospital, she in bed, I sitting beside her, holding her hand. She was afraid. I was too. But neither of us said it. We just looked at each other, and she spoke. "Stanley, if something happens to me..." I interrupted her. "Nothing is going to happen, my love. It's a simple surgery." She smiled, that sad smile that knew I was lying. "If something happens to me," she repeated, "promise me you'll take care of the children. Tom, Sophia. But most of all, Sophia." I frowned. "Why her most of all?" Lillian squeezed my hand. "Because she needs it the most. Even if she doesn't know it. Even if she doesn't want it. She's the one who will suffer the most." I shook my head. "Sophia is fine. She has Julian. She has Lucy. She's fine." Lillian stared at me, with those eyes that always saw beyond. "No, Stanley, she's not fine. And Julian. Julian is not good for her." I wanted to argue. I wanted to defend him. But I couldn't. Because deep down, I knew it too. Lillian continued. "Stanley, the children can't know yet. About the money, about the hotels, about everything we built." I nodded. "I know. That was always the plan," she nodded. "But Sophia is different. She's still very young, very ambitious. She has to learn first what's truly valuable, what truly matters. If you tell her now, if you tell her we're rich, it will be worse. She'll believe she can buy anything, that she can step on anyone, like my father." And there it was. The comparison Lillian always avoided, but that was always there. Sophia was like her grandfather, ambitious, cold, without limits. "They'll understand someday," I said. "Someday, we'll tell them everything, and they'll understand why we live like this, why we chose to be simple." Lillian shook her head, her eyes filled with tears. "Not Sophia, my love. She will never understand. She's like my father. She'll step on anyone to climb. That's why we have to wait. That's why we can't tell her. Not until she changes. If she ever changes." I nodded. Because I didn't know what else to say. Because Lillian was right. She always was. 2 days later, she went into surgery, and she never came out. There were complications, an infection, something the doctors didn't see. And in 3 days, my wife was dead, and I was alone, with a secret I no longer knew if I should keep. I returned to the present. I'm sitting on the sand now, knees bent, looking at the horizon. And I remember when Sophia was 20. She was in college studying business administration. Her cousin Liz was also studying there. They were friends. Good friends. Until one day, Sophia came home and said, "I'm not talking to Liz anymore." Lillian asked her why. Sophia shrugged. "Because she's not on my level. She dresses badly. She speaks badly. Her friends are, well, you know, I don't want people to associate me with her." Lillian tried to talk to her. She tried to explain that family matters more than appearance. But Sophia didn't listen. She never listened. And then there was Tom, my younger son. Smart, hardworking, humble. He wanted to study engineering, but at a public university, because it was good, because it was free, because he wanted to prove he could do it alone. Sophia mocked him. "A public university? Are you crazy? What will people say?" Tom told her he didn't care about people. Sophia insisted. She convinced him it was an embarrassment, that the family would look bad. And Tom gave in. He studied at a private university. He got into debt. He worked double shifts. He suffered triple. And Sophia never apologized. She never saw the harm she did. Because to her, Tom was less. And the less don't matter. And when Lillian tried to get Sophia to work, when my wife got her an opportunity at a close friend's company, something honest, something decent, she laughed. Work in a normal office with common people? No, Mom. I wasn't born for that. I was born for something better, for something great. Lillian cried that night. She cried because she saw what I didn't want to see. That Sophia was lost. That no matter how much we loved her, she had chosen a different path. A path where people don't matter. Only money. Only power. Only appearance. And now she's married to a man who thinks the same. Or worse. A man who is using her. Who is destroying her, and she doesn't even see it. I hear footsteps in the sand. I turn around. It's Rebecca. She walks toward me with a tablet in her hand. I knew you would be here. She sits beside me. She doesn't say anything for a moment. She just looks at the ocean with me. Finally, she speaks. Stanley, we found something else. Something that you need to see. She hands me the tablet. It's a video, private, from a security camera, from my own house, my living room, 3 months ago. I see Sophia and Julian. They are alone, arguing, but not fighting, planning. I press play. The volume is low, but I hear clearly Sophia's voice. My father has nothing, Julian. He lived like a failure his whole life. I feel my chest tighten, as if someone is squeezing my heart. Julian replies, but he has those properties, the ones he left you. They must be worth something. Sophia shrugs. Maybe, but not much. My father never had vision. He never knew how to make real money. Julian gets closer to her. He hugs her. Don't worry, my love. I know how to handle that. I'm going to make those properties worth something. I'm going to multiply that money. And when your father, well, when he's gone, everything will be ours. And then we will live as we deserve. Sophia laughs. It's not a nervous laugh. It's a genuine laugh. In the meantime, let him keep believing we are a happy family. Let him keep believing we love him. It's easier that way. Julian laughs too. Exactly. It's easier that way. The video ends. I stare at the black screen, in silence. Rebecca touches my arm. Stanley, I'm sorry. I didn't know if I should show you or not. But Michael said you need to see everything. Before tomorrow, so you're sure? I nod, slowly. I give her back the tablet. I look toward the ocean again. And I don't feel pain. I don't feel sadness. I only feel nothing. As if something inside me had been extinguished. As if the last hope I had that Sophia could change had died with that video. Rebecca speaks softly. Do you still want to do it tomorrow? I look at her, and my voice comes out cold, firm, without doubt. Yes, tomorrow at breakfast. I want everyone to be there. Rebecca nods. She gets up. She gives me a hand to help me stand up. We walk back to the hotel, in silence. When we reach the lobby, she stops. Stanley, just one more thing. What's going to happen next? After everyone knows, after Sophia sees the video, after Julian loses everything. What's going to happen to your daughter? I take a deep breath. I think about Lillian. about what she told me. Take care of Sophia, even if she doesn't deserve it. Take care of her. And I answer, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot, but she's going to be free. For the first time in her life, she's going to be free from Julian. And then, maybe, just maybe, she can start over. Rebecca smiles, a sad smile. I hope you're right. I nod. I hope so too. I return to my suite. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. I sit on the balcony. I look at the ocean, the stars, and I think about Tom, my younger son. The only one who never turned his back on me. The only one who defended me when Sophia attacked me. The only one who cried when I was excluded from the trip. Not in the budget, Julian said. A lie. Tom didn't fit into their plans. Because Tom defends me. Because Tom knows I'm not a nobody. And suddenly, something clicks in my head. Tom deserves to know. He deserves to know before Sophia, before everyone. Because he did value people. He did understand what Lillian wanted to teach them. I take out my cell phone. I write a message. Son, I need you to come to Miami. It's urgent. Ocean View Hotel. Don't tell anyone. I wait 5 minutes. 10. The phone vibrates. It's Tom. Dad? What are you doing there? Are you okay? I smile. Always worried about me. Always looking out for me. I write, I'm fine. But I need you to come. Trust me. Tom replies immediately. I'm leaving in 2 hours. I'll be there by noon. He doesn't ask more questions. He just trusts. As always, I put away the phone. I take a deep breath. Tomorrow is going to be a long day. But first, I need to do this. I need my son to know the truth. The truth his mother and I kept for so many years. The truth Sophia never deserved to know. But Tom did. Tom always deserved it. I stand up, I go into the suite. I lie down. And this time I can sleep. Because I know I did the right thing. It's noon. I'm on the balcony of my suite. Nervous, excited, scared, all at the same time. My cell phone vibrates. It's Tom. I'm at the hotel. Where are you? I write. Stay in the lobby. Someone will come for you. I message Rebecca. Tom is downstairs. Bring him up to the presidential suite. She replies. Understood. I wait. I pace back and forth. I look at myself in the mirror. I adjust my shirt. I breathe. I hear footsteps in the hallway. Voices. It's Rebecca and Tom. They stop outside my door. I hear Tom's voice. Presidential suite. My dad. Rebecca answers something I don't hear. She knocks on the door, twice, softly. I open it. And there he is. My son. My Tom. With a confused look. Suitcase in hand, with that expression he always has when he doesn't understand something. Dad. I hug him, hard, harder than I've hugged him in years. He hugs me back. Dad. What's wrong? Are you okay? I don't answer. I just hug him. Because right now I need to feel like I'm not alone. That I have someone on my side. Finally, I pull away. Come in, son, please. Tom enters. He puts his suitcase on the floor. He looks around. The enormous suite, the elegant furniture, the balcony with an ocean view, the living room, the jacuzzi, everything. His eyes widen with everything he sees. Dad, what is this? How? He turns to me. I close the door. I guide him to the sofa. Sit down, Tom. There's something you need to know. Something your mother and I decided to keep secret many years ago. Tom sits down, slowly, without taking his eyes off me. I sit across from him, and I start to speak. Tom, do you remember when you were a kid and your mom told you that money wasn't the most important thing? He nods. Yes. She always said that. I continue. Your mom and I, we weren't poor, son. We never were. Tom frowns. What do you mean? I take a deep breath. 35 years ago, your mom and I founded a chain of hotels. 12 boutique hotels, all along the coast. This hotel, the Ocean View, is one of them. I am the co-owner, Tom. I always have been. Silence. Tom looks at me without blinking, without moving, as if he is processing the words but can't believe them. What? His voice is barely a whisper. I nod. It's true, all of it. The hotels, the money, the consortium. It's all real. And your mom knew. She always knew. Tom stands up. He walks toward the window. He runs his hands through his hair. He takes a deep breath. He doesn't say anything. He just looks at the ocean. I wait. Finally, he speaks. But his voice sounds different, tense. Why didn't you ever tell me? He turns around, and I see something in his eyes I've never seen before. Pain, confusion, anger. I got into debt studying, Dad. I worked double shifts while I studied. I suffered. I stayed up all night. I cried. Because I thought I had to do it alone. Because I thought we had nothing. His voice breaks. And you had this the whole time? All this time? He doesn't yell, but his voice trembles, and I feel every word cut me. Because he's right. He is absolutely right. I stand up. I walk toward him. Tom, let me explain. Your mom was afraid, I say. My voice trembles too. Afraid that you would grow up believing that money was everything. That people didn't matter. That you could buy whatever you wanted. Step on whoever you wanted. Like your mom's father. He was like that. Rich, powerful, and cruel. Your mom didn't want you to be like that. Tom looks at me, tears in his eyes. But Dad, I'm not like that. I never was like that. I nod. I know, son, I know. That's why your mom trusted you. That's why she always said that you would understand. We had a plan. To tell you when you were mature. When you understood the value of things, the value of people. Pause. I feel my throat closing up. But your mom died before that moment arrived. And I didn't know when the right moment was. Tom wipes his tears. He takes a deep breath. Mom knew I would understand. Right? His voice is soft now, broken. I nod. Yes, son, she knew. She always knew. You were the son she wanted both of you to be. Humble, hardworking, who values people. That's why she trusted you. Tom walks toward me. He hugs me, and he cries. He cries like I haven't seen him cry since Lillian's funeral. And I hug him back. Because right now, we are just a father and son. Two men who lost the woman they loved, and who are trying to figure out how to move on. We stay like that for minutes, without speaking, just holding each other. Finally, Tom pulls away. He wipes his eyes. Why are you telling me now? Why here? I sit down. I signal for him to sit down too. Because there's something else you need to know. Something about your sister, about Julian. And I tell him everything. I tell him about the trip, about how they excluded me, about how Julian called me a nobody, about how Sophia said she needed space from me. I show him the video. The video of Sophia and Julian talking badly about me, planning to use my properties, waiting for me to die. Tom watches in silence. His face hardens with every second. When the video ends, he closes his eyes. "I can't believe it," he says. I continue. I tell him about Octavius, about the fraudulent loans, about the harassment of Celeste, about everything, absolutely everything. Tom listens without interrupting. When I finish, he takes a deep breath. "And what are you going to do?" "Tomorrow, at 10 o'clock in the morning, there's a special breakfast in the ballroom. The whole family will be there, including Julian, including Octavius. And I'm going to reveal everything. Who I am, what I own, what Julian did, what Sophia said, everything." Tom looks at me. "And Sophia? She'll know?" I nod. "She'll know everything. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. But it's the only way for her to be free. For her to see who Julian really is, and who I was my whole life." Tom stays silent, processing, thinking. Finally, he speaks. "I need you to be with me, son. I need you to accompany me when I reveal everything. Because you are the proof that Lillian and I weren't wrong, that our plan could work, that raising children with values is possible. Even if one fails, the other succeeded." Tom stands up. He walks toward me. He extends his hand. I take it. But he pulls me and hugs me. "I've always been with you, Dad. When Sophia attacked you, when Julian despised you, when no one else defended you, I was there. And I'm going to be there tomorrow too, front row." I feel tears come out. I can't hold them back. "Thank you, son. Thank you." We separate. Tom smiles, a sad but firm smile. "Mom would be proud of you, Dad, of what you're going to do, of how you're going to protect Sophia, even if she doesn't deserve it." I nod. "I hope so, son. I hope so." Tom picks up his suitcase. "I'm going to rest a bit. What time should we meet?" I look at my watch. "At 9 tonight. Private boardroom. There are more people you need to meet." Tom nods. He leaves, and I stay alone. But for the first time in days, for the first time, I don't feel alone. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm in the hotel's private boardroom, a small room, with a long table, with comfortable chairs, with a large screen on the wall. Rebecca is with me. Michael, too. Jean, the old waiter, is sitting in a corner, nervous. Inez, the receptionist, is standing by the door. And there's someone else. A woman I haven't seen in years, Celeste. 38 years old. Dark hair, sad eyes. She was a hotel employee 3 years ago. Until Julian did something that forced her to quit. Michael spreads documents on the table. Photos, recordings, videos. Everything is there. The whole truth. The door opens. Tom enters. He no longer has that confused expression from this morning. Now he has determination, strength. He looks at everyone. He nods. He sits down next to me. He touches my shoulder. "I'm ready, Dad. What do you need me to do?" I look at my son, and I feel pride. Pride that he is here, that he understood, that he forgave. "I just need you to be there, son. Tomorrow, when everything comes out. To be on my side, that's all." Tom nods. "Always." I turn to the others. "Good. We all know why we are here. Tomorrow at 10, ballroom. The whole family will be present. And we are going to reveal everything. But first, I need us all to know exactly what we are going to show, what we are going to say, how we are going to do it. Michael stands up. I'll start. He pulls out a thick folder. He opens it. Here is everything about Julian. 3 fraudulent loans, total $2,200,000. He used Sophia's properties as collateral. She signed the papers without knowing what they were for. Michael passes documents around the table. Everyone reviews them. Tom reads them carefully. His face hardens. This is criminal. Michael nods. Yes. And there's more. The money was not invested in anything legitimate. It went into Julian's personal accounts. Phantom investments, non-existent businesses. If the banks execute the loans, Sophia loses everything. Tom looks at me. Dad, she knows something about this. I shake my head. Nothing. Julian tells her they are routine paperwork, taxes, legal stuff, and she signs because she trusts him. Tom clenches his fists. That damn bastard, Rebecca intervenes. There's more. Octavius Renteria, Julian's supposed investment partner, is a known swindler. He was exposed in Houston 2 years ago, 3 years in prison. Parole 6 months ago. If Julian signs anything with him tomorrow, he will be an accomplice to fraud. Rebecca takes out her tablet. She shows us photos of Octavius, newspaper articles, police reports. The authorities are already aware. They are waiting for the signal. If Julian tries to sign anything with Octavius tomorrow, they will arrest him, both of them. Tom speaks. Good. Let him rot in jail. His voice is cold, hard. I haven't heard him talk like that, ever. I look at Celeste. She is quiet, her hands in her lap, staring at the table. Celeste, I say softly. She looks up. Are you sure you want to do this? To tell your story in front of everyone? She takes a deep breath. She nods. Yes, Mr. Stanley, I'm sure. I've kept this inside for 3 years. I've been afraid for 3 years. But not anymore. It's time for everyone to know who Julian Arizmendi is. Celeste stands up. She walks to the front of the room. We all look at her. She speaks. Her voice trembles at first, but it gets firmer. 3 years ago, I worked here at this hotel. I was an events assistant. I organized weddings, conferences, things like that. One day a group came, a family, for a celebration, I don't remember what. But one of them was Julian Arizmendi. She pauses. She breathes. She continues. Julian was nice at first. He asked about the menu, the options, the prices, normal. But then he started looking for me, asking me personal things, if I had a boyfriend, if I lived alone, if I wanted to earn extra money. I see Tom clench his jaw, how Jean lowers his head, how Inez covers her mouth. Celeste continues. One night, after an event, he waited for me in the parking lot. He offered me money, a lot of money, to have a good time with him. Those were his exact words. Tears start rolling down Celeste's cheeks, but she doesn't stop. I told him no, that he was confused, that I only worked there. He laughed. He told me everyone has a price, that I just had to say how much I wanted. I tried to pull away, but he grabbed my arm, hard. He hurt me, and he told me that if I spoke, if I told anyone, he would destroy me, that he had contacts, that he could ruin my life, that no one would believe me. Celeste wipes her tears. The next day, I quit. I didn't tell anyone why. I just left, and I never came back until now. Absolute silence in the room. Tom stands up. He walks toward Celeste. He puts a hand on her shoulder. Thank you. Thank you for being brave. I stand up too. I walk toward Celeste. I'm so sorry, Celeste. I didn't know anything. If I had known... She shakes her head. It's not your fault, Mr. Stanley. You didn't do anything wrong. He did it. And tomorrow, everyone will know what kind of man he is. I nod. I hug her. Briefly, respectfully. I turn to everyone. This is what we are going to show tomorrow. Michael's documents, Rebecca's information about Octavius, Celeste's testimony, and the video. The video of Sophia and Julian talking badly about me, planning to use my properties, waiting for me to die. Michael stands up. I have everything ready. Videos, audio, documents, testimonies, all on a USB stick. Connected to the screen in the ballroom. Just give the signal and the presentation starts. Rebecca takes the floor. The ballroom is prepared. Large table for 8 people. Elegant breakfast, flowers, candles, everything perfect. The family will arrive thinking it's a thank you from the hotel. A complimentary special breakfast. She smiles, a humorless smile. Octavius will also be there. I sent him a personal invitation. The hotel wants to thank him for his visit. He accepted immediately. Tom speaks. And the authorities? Rebecca nods. They will be outside waiting. If Julian tries to do anything, if Octavius tries to flee, they will arrest them. I look at everyone, at Rebecca, Michael, Tom, Jean, Inez, Celeste. Thank you. Thank you all for being here, for believing in me, for helping me do this. Tom puts a hand on my shoulder. You don't have to thank us, Dad. It's the right thing to do. I take out my cell phone. I look at Lillian's photo. That photo I always carry. I stare at it. I think of her last words. Do it when necessary, Stanley. When necessary. Today is necessary. I put away the phone. I look at everyone. One last thing. Tomorrow, when I reveal everything, Sophia is going to break. She's going to cry. She's going to ask for forgiveness. And maybe some of you will feel sorry for her. But I need you to understand something. This is not revenge. This is justice. This is protecting her. From Julian. From herself. From her own greed. Tom nods. We understand, Dad. Rebecca stands up. Stanley, it's 10 o'clock at night. We all need to rest. Tomorrow is going to be a very long day. She's right. Everyone stands up. One by one they leave the room. I say goodbye to each one. Tom is the last. Are you okay, Dad? I look at my son. I'm fine, Tom. Nervous, scared, but fine. He smiles. Mom would be proud. I nod. I hope so, son. I hope so. Tom leaves. I stay alone in the room. I turn off the lights. I leave. I walk down the hotel hallway. Everything is quiet, silent. I go up to my suite. I go inside. I sit on the balcony. I look at the ocean, the stars, the moon, and I think about everything that's going to happen tomorrow. About how Sophia will react. About how Julian will collapse. About how my whole family will know who I am, who I always was. I think of Lillian. About how we built all this together. About how she asked me to take care of Sophia. Even if she doesn't deserve it, take care of her. And that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to take care of her. In the only way I know how. By showing her the truth. I stay on the balcony late. Very late. I see the hotel lights turn off one by one. I see the ocean darken. I see the stars shine brighter. And finally, I go inside. I lie down. I close my eyes. And for the first time in weeks, I sleep deeply, without nightmares, without doubts, because I know that tomorrow everything changes, forever. And I'm ready, more than ready. Lillian prepared me for this. She gave me the tools, she gave me the love, she gave me the strength. And tomorrow I'm going to use it all. For Sophia, for Tom, for Lucy, for everyone Julian has hurt. And for me, for the man who was invisible his whole life, but who tomorrow will be impossible to ignore. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the hallway outside the ballroom. I can hear voices inside, laughter, my family. They arrived 10 minutes ago, confused by the invitation. Complimentary special breakfast. The hotel thanks you for your patronage. That's what the card Rebecca sent to their rooms this morning said. Julian must be happy. Finally, the recognition he thinks he deserves. I adjust my light-colored suit. I touch the gold badge on my chest. Owner, Stanley Cardenas Lujambio. I take a deep breath. Behind me are Rebecca, Michael, Tom, Jean, Inez, all with their badges, all ready. Tom touches my shoulder. Are you ready, Dad? I nod. More than ready, son. Rebecca speaks into her radio. Lights, now. I hear a click. The ballroom lights dim. I hear confused exclamations inside. What's going on? It's Julian's voice. The giant screens light up. The logo appears. Cardenas Associates Hotel Group, 35 years of excellence. I hear silence. Then Julian's voice again. What the hell is this? It's my turn. I walk toward the doors. I open them. I walk into the room. Everyone turns. Julian is standing by the table. Sophia sitting with wide eyes. David with his fork in the air. Nell with her hand on her chest. Randy and Sue looking at me without understanding. Lucy, my granddaughter, has tears in her eyes. And Octavius Renteria, the swindler, sitting next to Julian with a smile that vanishes when he sees me. I walk slowly. With every step, the sound of my shoes echoes in the absolute silence. The others enter behind me. Rebecca, Michael, Tom, Jean, Inez, all in their uniforms, all with their badges shining. I reach the front of the room. I stand in front of the table, in front of my family. I look at them one by one. Julian's mouth is open. Sophia is pale. David frowns. And I smile. A small, calm smile. Good morning. My voice comes out clear, firm, without trembling. Julian is the first to react. What are you doing here? Who invited you? I don't answer. I just look at him. And that look silences him. Welcome to the Ocean View Hotel, I say. The screens behind me come alive. Photos appear, old photos, from 35 years ago, of an empty lot, of the first architectural plans, of the construction, of the inauguration. And in all the photos, there I am, younger, with Lillian by my side, cutting ribbons, smiling, greeting guests. This hotel was founded in 1990 by me and my wife, Lillian Cardenas. The screens keep changing. More hotels, more inaugurations, more certificates. This hotel is one of 12 boutique hotels I founded 35 years ago. The Cardenas Associates Hotel Group, present all along the Mexican-Caribbean coast. Sophia makes a sound, like a whimper, as if she'd been punched in the stomach. Julian shakes his head. No, that's impossible. He doesn't finish the sentence, because he knows. Now he knows. Julian tries to get up. This must be a mistake, a misunderstanding. I look at him. I just look at him. And he sits down, slowly. Sit down, Mr. Arizmendi, I tell Julian. He remains standing, trembling. Sit down. I'm not finished yet. Julian sits down, like a scolded child. I continue. The screens now show documents, property certificates, titles, shares, all in my name, all legal, all real. My wife and I made a decision many years ago. We decided to live humbly, without luxuries, without showing off, because we believed in something. We believed that our children had to learn the value of things before knowing their price. I look at Sophia. Her hands are over her mouth, silent tears rolling down her cheeks. My wife feared something. She feared that if our children knew we were rich, they would grow up believing that money was everything, that people didn't matter, that they could buy whatever they wanted, step on whoever they wanted. Pause. The screens show a large photo of Lillian. Beautiful, smiling. We had a plan. To tell them when they were mature, when they understood. I look at Sophia straight in the eyes. But my wife was right. Some never understand. The screens change. Now a video appears. My living room. 3 months ago, Sophia and Julian, alone, talking. The audio starts playing. Sophia's voice fills the room. My father has nothing, Julian. He lived like a failure his whole life. Sophia screams, "No, turn it off." She stands up from the chair, but the video continues. Julian's voice. But he has those properties. The ones he left you. They must be worth something. Sophia in the video. Maybe, but not much. My father never had vision. He never knew how to make real money. Julian hugs her in the video. Don't worry, my love. I know how to handle that. I'm going to make those properties worth something. And when your father, well, when he's gone, everything will be ours. Sophia laughs in the video. In the meantime, let him keep believing we are a happy family. Let him keep believing we love him. It's easier that way. The video stops. Deep silence. Sophia is standing, trembling, crying, looking at me with desperate eyes. Dad, I didn't mean it. I raise my hand. Out of context, Sophia. My voice is cold now, cutting. No, it was exactly what you said, what you thought, what you felt. Sophia falls to her knees. She cries with sobs that shake her body. But I don't stop. I can't. Because this isn't just for me. It's for everyone Julian hurt. The screens change again. Now they show bank documents, loans, transfers, accounts. Julian Arizmendi. I say his name as if it were poison. You took out 3 loans using my daughter's properties as collateral. Total, $2,200,000. You told Sophia it was routine paperwork. Taxes. She signed, trusting you. Julian tries to speak. That is... Michael steps forward. He puts a folder on the table. The documents are here. Every loan, every signature, every transfer to your personal accounts. The screens show more. Phantom investments, non-existent businesses, money that disappeared. If the banks execute those loans, Julian, my daughter loses everything. Everything I left her. David stands up. That's a lie. My son would never, but his voice fades when he sees the documents, when he sees the figures, when he sees the truth. But there's more, I say. And the screens change again. Now Celeste appears. A pre-recorded video this morning. She's sitting, looking at the camera, telling her story. How Julian harassed her, how he offered her money, how he threatened her. Every word is a blow. Julian stands up. That's a lie. She's lying. But then the screens show more. Audio recordings. Julian's voice. That useless old man has nothing. Sophia thinks he does, but he's broke. He's just in the way. Another recording. When he finally dies, we're going to sell everything, and then we'll live well. Another one. Stanley Cardenas is a nobody. His whole life was a failure. I don't know how Sophia didn't realize it sooner. The last recording is from 2 days ago. Julian talking to Octavius. Tomorrow we sign. The properties go into your name. You make the transfer, and we split the profits. Sophia will never know. Silence. Julian is white, trembling. Nell, his mother, looks at him in horror. David has his head in his hands. I turn to Octavius Renteria. He is sweating, looking toward the door, calculating if he can escape. Mr. Renteria, I say his name clearly. Real estate fraud in Houston, 2022. 3 years in prison. Parole 6 months ago. The authorities are aware of your presence here, of your plan with Julian Arizmendi. Octavius stands up quickly. He tries to run, but the doors open. 2 police officers enter, uniformed, with handcuffs. Octavius Renteria is under arrest, one of the officers says. Octavius tries to resist. He yells, "This is a trap. I didn't do anything." But the police officers grab him. They put on the handcuffs. They take him away. His screams fade in the hallway. Julian is paralyzed, staring at the door, knowing he is next. David stands up. He tries to defend his son. Wait. This must be a misunderstanding. My son is a respectable businessman. He has legitimate businesses. Michael interrupts him. Mr. Arizmendi, here are the documents that prove every accusation. If you want to review them, go ahead. But I warn you, your son is implicated in fraud, misappropriation, and conspiracy. Julian finally speaks, but his voice comes out broken, desperate. This is a trap. He set us up. He points at me. Stanley planned all this. He brought us here to humiliate us. I walk toward him, slowly. I stand in front of him. I look down at him, because he is still sitting, small, pathetic. A trap, Julian? My voice is low, but everyone hears it. Is revealing the truth a trap? Is protecting my daughter from a thief, from a predator, from someone who was using her to steal everything a trap? I lean in a little, so he can see me well, so he can see my eyes. No, Julian, this is not a trap. This is justice. I stand up straight. I look at everyone. You called me a nobody. You told me I just existed, that I didn't do anything with my life. I point around, to the elegant ballroom, to the screens, to the employees behind me. This hotel and 11 others, they are mine. They always were. Every time you came here to visit, every time you complained about the service, every time you humiliated my employees. I was here, observing, waiting, and signing every check that paid for your stay. I look at my family, at everyone. David and Nell are standing, ready to leave. Randy and Sue are already at the door. Lucy runs toward me. She hugs me, hard. She cries against my chest. Grandpa, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I stroke her hair. It's not your fault, my girl. It never was your fault. Tom also comes closer. He stands by my side. He puts a hand on my shoulder. United, father and son, as it should have always been. I look at Sophia. She is still on the floor, kneeling, shattered. She tries to speak, but only sobs come out. Dad, please, I raise my hand. No, Sophia, not yet. My voice is firm but not cruel. Now is not the time to talk. Now is the time to understand. To understand what you lost, what you were about to lose. What you did to your own family. Pause. We will talk tomorrow. When you are ready to listen, when you are ready to see the truth. Not the one Julian sold you, but the real one. I turn around. I walk toward the door. Tom and Lucy walk with me. Rebecca, Michael, Jean, and Inez follow us. We leave. The doors close behind us. And inside there is silence. And Sophia, broken, alone, finally understanding who her father was and who she is. I walk down the hotel hallway, Tom by my side, Lucy holding my hand. Rebecca walks ahead, Michael behind, like guardians. We reach the lobby. There are guests having breakfast, reading newspapers, drinking coffee, normal life, as if nothing had happened. But for me, everything has just changed. 35 years of silence, 35 years of being invisible. And in 10 minutes, I became visible, impossible to ignore. We go out to the terrace. The sun shines brightly. The ocean is calm. I sit in a chair. Tom sits next to me. Lucy on my lap. She is still crying. But they are different tears now, not of sadness, of relief. "Are you okay, Grandpa?" she asks with a small voice. I smile at her. "I'm fine, my girl. For the first time in a long time, I'm fine." I look at the horizon. I think of Lillian. "I did it, my love," I say softly. I showed them the truth. Now all that's left is to wait. Wait to see if Sophia can get up, if she can change, if she can be the daughter you wanted her to be. Tom squeezes my shoulder. He doesn't say anything. It's not necessary. His presence is enough. We stay there, the three of us, looking at the ocean, knowing that nothing will be the same, but hoping it will be better. A week later, I'm on the same terrace, same place, same chair. But everything feels different, lighter, as if a huge weight has been lifted from my shoulders. Tom arrives with 2 cups of coffee. He gives me one. He sits next to me. "Good morning, Dad." I smile. "Good morning, son." We drink coffee in silence for a moment, enjoying the sun, the sound of the waves, the peace. Finally, Tom speaks. "Sophia divorced Julian. The papers were filed 3 days ago. The lawyers are sorting everything out. The properties have been returned to her name. The loans are being canceled. Michael is handling everything." I nod. "And her? How is she?" Tom takes a deep breath. "Shattered. She hasn't left her room in days. She just cries and writes. She's writing letters, to you, to me, to Mom, but she doesn't send them. She just writes them." Pause. "I think she finally opened her eyes, Dad. I think she finally understood." I look at my coffee. "I hope so, son. I hope so." I hear footsteps. I turn around. It's Lucy. She walks slowly toward us. She looks bigger than a week ago, more mature, as if she had aged years in days. She sits in the chair on the other side. She looks at me with those big eyes she inherited from Lillian. "Grandpa?" Her voice is soft, cautious. "Mom wants to see you." I feel my chest tighten. "Is she ready?" Lucy nods. "I think so. She's been cleaning her room, organizing her things. She says she needs to start over, that she needs to be different. But she can't do it without talking to you first." Tom looks at me. "Give her a chance, Dad. For Mom, for Lucy, for yourself." I look at my granddaughter. I see the tears in her eyes. I see the hope. And I can't deny her that. "It's fine," I say finally. "Have her come. Lucy stands up quickly. She hugs me. Thank you, Grandpa. She runs off. Tom squeezes my shoulder. It's going to be okay, Dad. No matter what happens, it's going to be okay. I nod. But inside, I'm terrified. 10 minutes later, I see her, Sophia, walking slowly across the terrace. Toward us, she looks different. No makeup, simple hair, casual clothes, none of the elegance she always wore. She looks small, vulnerable, human. She reaches where I am. She stands in front of me. She doesn't say anything. She just looks at me. And I look at her too. I see the girl she was, the girl I carried in my arms, the girl who told me, "I love you, Daddy," before sleeping. But I also see the woman who called me a nobody, who excluded me, who laughed when Julian humiliated me. And I don't know what to feel. Finally, she speaks. Her voice comes out broken, hoarse from so much crying. Can I sit down? I nod. She sits down, slowly, as if she's afraid of breaking something. Tom gets up. I'll let you talk. He leaves. We are left alone, Sophia and I, father and daughter, but feeling like strangers. The silence stretches, long, uncomfortable. Finally, Sophia speaks. I have no excuse, she says. Tears start rolling down her cheeks, but she doesn't wipe them away. She just lets them fall. I was cruel, I was ambitious. I was everything Mom feared I would be, and worse. She wipes her nose with the back of her hand. I spent my whole life believing I was valuable for what I had, for how I looked, for who I married, for what people thought of me, and I lost the only thing that truly mattered. She looks at me straight in the eyes. I lost my mom, my brother, my daughter, and you, Dad. I lost you. The man who raised me, who loved me, who was always there. And I called you a nobody. I excluded you. I laughed when Julian humiliated you. Her sobs grow louder. How could I do that? How could I be so blind, so cruel? I listen without interrupting, because this is what I needed. I needed her to say it, to acknowledge it, to understand it. Sophia continues. The words now come out like a torrent, as if she had held them in for days and could finally let them go. When I saw that video, when I saw myself saying those things about you, I felt like I was dying, because that wasn't me. Or maybe it was me, but not the person I want to be, not the person Mom raised, not the daughter you deserve. She wipes her tears with trembling hands. And Julian, God, Dad, I thought he loved me. I thought we were building a life together. But he only used me. He manipulated me. And I was so stupid that I believed everything he said. I signed everything he put in front of me. Trusting. Believing. Pause. She takes a deep breath. But I can't only blame him. Because I was already like that before I met him. I was already ambitious. I was already cold. I was already stepping on people. Julian he just made me worse. Finally, she looks at me. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I don't deserve your forgiveness. I just want you to know that I'm sorry. I'm sorry with every fiber of my being. I take a deep breath. I look at the ocean, the waves, the sky. I think of Lillian, about what she would tell me, about what she would want me to do. Finally, I speak. Sophia, I already forgave you. She opens her eyes in surprise. Days ago, when I made the decision to reveal everything, I had already forgiven you. Because that's what your mom asked me to do. Take care of Sophia. Even if she doesn't deserve it, take care of her. And that's what I'm doing. Taking care of you in my own way. I look at her directly. But forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, Sophia. It doesn't mean everything goes back to how it was. It doesn't mean I trust you. Because trust is built. And you destroyed it. Completely. She nods. More tears. I know, Dad, I continue. And forgiving also doesn't mean there are no consequences. Because there are, many. I lean forward. You are going to work, Sophia. Not in my hotels, not in some comfortable position that I get for you. You are going to work a normal job. Something where you have to earn every dollar. Where you learn what it means to sweat, to be tired, to value work. Sophia looks at me. Without protesting, without complaining. Just nodding. Yes, Dad, whatever you say, I continue. You are going to learn to treat people with respect. The waiters, the receptionists, the cleaners, everyone. Because they are just as valuable as you are, more so even. Because they know what it means to work honestly. Pause. And you are going to therapy. You are going to talk to someone. You are going to understand why you are like this. Why you value the wrong things. And you are going to work on changing that. Sophia nods at every word, as if she were taking mental notes. And if in a year, I say slowly, if in a year I see that you have truly changed, that it's not just words, that it's not just because you want my money or my approval, but because you have genuinely changed, then we will talk. We will talk about rebuilding our relationship. We will talk about being father and daughter again. But not before then. Sophia stands up. She walks toward me. She kneels in front of my chair. She takes my hands. Thank you, Dad. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for giving me this chance. I won't waste it. I promise you. I squeeze her hands. Promises are easy, Sophia. The difficult part is keeping them. She nods. She stands up. She wipes her tears. I'm going to prove it to you. Every day. For the rest of my life. She turns to leave, but she stops. She turns back around. Dad, can I? She doesn't finish the question. But I understand. I nod. She walks toward me. She hugs me. It's a trembling hug, full of tears, full of regret. And for the first time in years, for the first time, I hug her back. Not like before, not with the same trust, but with hope. With the hope that maybe my daughter can come back. The real one. The one Lillian dreamed of. We separate. She wipes her eyes. I love you, Dad, she says softly. I nod. And I love you, daughter. I've always loved you. That's why I'm doing this. She smiles, a sad but genuine smile. She leaves, walking slowly, as if she carries the weight of the world. And maybe she does. But now it's her weight to carry. Her lesson to learn. I'm left alone on the terrace. Tom appears 5 minutes later. He sits beside me. How was it? I take a deep breath. Good. I think. She seems sincere. But only time will tell. Tom nods. Mom would be proud of you, Dad. Of how you handled all this. Of how you protected Sophia. Even from herself. I look at the horizon. I think of Lillian, her smile, her hands, her voice. I did it, my love, I say softly, knowing that somehow she hears me. I gave her the lesson. I showed her the truth. Now it's up to her. It's up to her if she wants to change, if she wants to be better, if she wants to honor your memory. I feel a gentle, warm breeze, like a hug. And I know Lillian is here, that she saw everything, and that she is at peace. Lucy appears running. She jumps onto my lap. Everything okay, Grandpa? I kiss her forehead. Everything's fine, my girl. Everything's fine. 3 days later, I receive a call. It's Sophia. Dad, I got a job at a coffee shop near home. I start tomorrow. I hear pride in her voice. Not for the job itself, but for getting it herself. Well done, daughter, I say. And I mean it. A week later, another call. Dad, I started therapy twice a week. It's hard, but I'm doing it. I smile. Keep it up. A month later, Lucy comes to the hotel. She tells me, Mom is different, Grandpa. She comes home tired from work, but she smiles more. She asks how my day was. She cooks with me, like before, like when Grandma was alive. And I feel something in my chest, something warm, hope. 2 months later, Tom visits me. Sophia called me. She wanted to apologize for how she treated me, for the university thing, for everything. We talked for 3 hours, Dad, and for the first time in years, I felt like I was talking to my sister, the real one. And I know the change is real, slow, painful, but real. 6 months later, I'm on the terrace, my favorite place. Sophia arrives, tired from work, in her coffee shop uniform, but smiling. She sits beside me. Hi, Dad. I smile. Hi, daughter. We drink coffee together, in silence, a comfortable silence. Not like before, not forced, but natural. After a while, she speaks. Thank you, Dad, for not letting me fall, for teaching me, for loving me even when I didn't deserve it. I take her hand. I've always loved you, Sophia, and I always will. But now I love you in a different way. I love you seeing the person you are becoming, not the one you were, but the one you can be. She cries. But they are good tears, of gratitude, of relief. We stay there, father and daughter, looking at the ocean, and I think, sometimes the people we love the most are the ones who hurt us the most, not because they are bad, but because they are lost. And sometimes you have to let them fall, so they can learn to get up on their own. My daughter called me a nobody. She humiliated me. But today, she has the opportunity to be free, to be herself. And that is worth more than any hotel. This story powerfully illustrates the transformative power of truth and unconditional love, even when facing profound betrayal. The core lesson is the necessity of strong personal values. Success is not measured by wealth or status, but by the integrity of your character. It teaches us to define our self-worth internally, not through the approval or material possessions of others. Stanley's final act wasn't revenge, but an act of grace to save his daughter from her own destructive greed. True freedom comes from acknowledging mistakes, seeking genuine change, and building relationships based on respect, honesty, and kindness, not financial gain. Always choose compassion over judgment, for it is the only path back to a happy and fulfilled life. And you? Did the people you loved the most ever make you feel invisible? What did you do? Tell me about it in the comments. If this story touched your heart, Leave a like and subscribe. There are new stories every day. Real stories, like yours. Thank you for listening to mine. Until the next story.